In the middle of the night, the least important thing takes on a life and death significance. It's like I'm a prisoner of my own thoughts. I feel like I'm trapped inside my head with no escape. Sometimes I just wish that I could blow it all up like an atom bomb. Writers in particular seem to transform the anguish of insomnia into artistic content. Charles Dickens called it houselessness. He often wandered the streets of 18th century London. When reading his novels, I can see that they're littered with characters from those dark nights.
Lejana tierra mía, bajo tu cielo, quiero morir.
My father was born into a prominent Colombian family. His father was a general in the War of 1,000 Days. That war was the first of many conflicts that would tear the country apart. In a sense, the war that my grandfather fought is still going on today.
I was born in New York City in 1968. My parents had both rejected their conservative middle-class backgrounds, and they were swept up in the alternative movement of the 60s. When I was 3, we left Manhattan and moved to Vermont for a kind of back-to-nature lifestyle. My mother couldn't handle Bruce's criminal ways, and after a couple of years, she left him for a bohemian artist named Ajenta. Ajenta was a Buddhist, and he took my mother and me to live with the Dalai Lama in India. I was taken out of school for a year while we traveled around the world, and we eventually settled in Australia on a spectacular 350-acre rainforest property. My mother and Ajenta set up a Buddhist retreat center and invited lamas and monks from all over the world. My 2 half-sisters were born on the property, and this was an idyllic period in my childhood. But that all changed when I was uprooted and sent back to live with my father in the United States. My parents had negotiated a shared responsibility for my upbringing. I was 9 years old, and I did that cross-Pacific journey alone each year for the next 10 years. My upbringing was full of contrasts as I was shuttled backwards and forwards between the Buddhist center in Australia and road tripping and scamming in America with my father. My mother taught me the lessons of the Buddha. My father taught me how to open fake bank accounts. I turned into a really straight and diligent teenager. Going straight was my way of rebelling.